Hello everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Los Angeles Fire Department Captain Eric Scott walked us through the ways in which we can be prepared for a natural disaster like a wildfire. Simple steps that everyone can follow to guarantee their safety and that of their loved ones.
Everyone has seen the recent tragic Maui fire and the town of Lahaina that has burned over with over 100 people that have tragically lost their life and thousands that have gone missing. And so local people have been asking us as the fire department, what should I do about it? What resources are available? How am I going to receive emergency alerts or notification? And so this is an excellent opportunity for us to review some of those, to empower people, to be proactive, and to take the appropriate steps to keep themselves and their families safe. We can't stress enough that people need to have multiple ways to get out. You need to have what we call a PACE plan, a primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency plan. Your primary is knowing that Ready, Set, Go. And so the Ready, Set, Go program has been proven across the nation, really across the world, to be ready if you're living in those brush areas, to be set when a wildfire is threatening, and to go well ahead of evacuation if possible. Your alternate plan can be evacuating early, before we tell you to. The contingency plan is if you're evacuating and perhaps that route got cut off, where's your alternate route to get out? And then emergency plan is maybe something that would come into effect what you see transpired in Maui, where people were tragically trapped in their vehicles that burned over. So that emergency plan could be, okay, if I am now down to the very end where we're leaving, fire is coming, where can you go for a temporary refuge area? Sometimes that's a predetermined cinder block house that won't burn along your evacuations routes in the case you get bumper to bumper traffic that you cannot move. Maybe that's a big parking lot that's free of grass, trees, brush, things that can burn to get you some temporary refuge. Or it could be a simple swimming pool to jump into. Again, this is an emergency plan. We don't ever want people to get into that situation. These would be a last-ditch effort to ensure surviving this fire. When a disaster strikes, there's never too many ways to receive a potentially life-saving alert or a message to make sure that you know what's happening and what to do and to get out ahead of the fire. The four big ones are Notify LA, a wireless emergency alert, the social media LAFD Twitter handles, and then the hub is lafd.org. The point is you got to have layers and layers of ways to ensure that you and your family are safe. Get out ahead of time, prepare everything, harden your home, know the Ready, Set, Go, have your brush clearance, multiple evacuation plans, leave early, go when you're told to. But in case you get cut off from all of those, think of other avenues to go to as an emergency to ensure safety.
Review those safety tips again at any time on the LAFD website, and be sure to sign up for Notify LA, LA's emergency alert system at emergency.lacity.gov. Los Angeles is home to a large Korean American community whose culture is thriving in many corners of our city. The 78th Independence Anniversary celebration highlighted the strong bond between both cultures and countries.
We're currently at the Korean American Education Center here in Koreatown, Los Angeles. We're here celebrating the 78th anniversary of Korean Independence Day.
We are very grateful that we're able to celebrate with all of Angelenos, not just the Korean American community, but all throughout the city of Los Angeles with such symbolic monuments throughout the city that symbolizes our community and our bonds.
This is something that this community takes a lot of pride in. It's something that recognizes the sacrifices of the freedom fighters who fought for their independence. Los Angeles has one of the most vibrant Korean American and Korean populations and communities in the entire country. And the best way to recognize their contributions to this country is also to recognize that history. And our countries are intertwined from our alliance that has been strong for the past 70 years. So I want them to know that this is a celebration of people looking towards democracy just like we did in 1776.
We recently celebrated 120 years of Korean immigration to the United States, and today the city of Los Angeles is home to the largest ethnic Korean population outside of Korea. I am immensely proud of the tremendous growth of Koreatown and the Korean American community, despite the many hardships and obstacles that this community has faced.
Korean American culture and history is very much Los Angeles history. So I just want everybody out there to make an effort to learn about the different cultures and the ethnic backgrounds that make up the diverse community here in Los Angeles. I think that is one of the true ways that we can really learn and start to live in a society that promotes peace and harmony.
Have you ever wondered what an emergency manager does? LA's Office of Emergency Management held a camp to give young Angelenos the chance to get a behind-the-curtain look. The participants, many hoping to join the department, received an invaluable hands-on experience.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us during this critical situation.
We have evacuated residents from the affected areas and are actively working to prevent the fire from spreading further.
It is essential that we all come together as a community to support one another during this tragic event.
I want to emphasize that your safety is our priority.
So this week we're holding our emergency management camp. We're just showing them a little bit about what we do on our day-to-day basis as emergency managers.
The Emergency Management Department, joining with the Mayor's Office and FEMA, has brought together an outstanding program of young people, high school, young college age, to understand what it means to run an emergency operation.
They're learning step by step what it takes to be an emergency manager.
I think one of the most important issues is to have young people exposed to positive things. This is a great opportunity for them to participate and perhaps seek out a new career.
As somebody trying to break into the field, I kind of figured I may as well go for it, you know?
I wanted to broaden my horizons on what emergency management is, and I'm actually really interested in the profession itself, so I wanted to get to know the team a little bit more, maybe get my foot in the door and become an intern here.
I think it's a tremendous opportunity to open up the eyes, to create a sense of not just wonderment, but interest in the next generation of those, whether it be police, fire, or emergency management, that says, I could do this, and it's not only that I can do it, but it'd be so rewarding and it would be part of my purpose of life.
And if we just get one or two of the group that are here today to sort of set a fire in them, probably a bad analogy when we're talking about emergencies, but set a spark in them to enter this profession, I think we've been successful.
If anyone is interested in emergency management, this is a great program.
Many of the older generations are retiring and taking a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge with them. So we need to constantly look towards succession and towards reinvesting in a next generation that's going to take this baton.
The South Seas House Benny Potter Park in West Adams has incorporated some important upgrades. With energy efficiency and the safety of parkgoers in mind, new cameras and lights have been installed. Take a look.
We're here at South Seas House Benny Potter Park, and we are here to renovate both our lighting and camera fixtures. It is going to make our parks safer for our patrons and all the community members that come in. The beauty of this project, we are going to be installing multiple cameras throughout the facility, proper lighting, which is LED lights. So not only are we creating an environment where it's safe, but we're also being mindful of the energy. We're just about halfway through our project. Directly behind me is going to be a pole where it will light up not just Benny Potter Park, but our rec center.
We're putting in 8 new light poles with a future conduit for cameras.
One of the improvements that we are doing is expanding all of our space with not just lights and cameras, but just more visibility so that when our patrons come in and visit our centers, that they can participate with safety in mind. We just completed the project. We have over 20 cameras installed with light fixtures, creating a wonderful, safe environment. It was very important to incorporate these updates because of the crime.
People were afraid to kind of come out here and do things, just of the fear of who was out here, and it was so dark, but now the lighting is just great. The community wanted somewhere for their children and just the people to come out and have fun and to be able to participate, especially in the summer nights or in the fall when it gets dark earlier. The rec center is literally a house, and it's a South Seas House Rec Center, and in that house we have a Tiny Tots program. With the new lighting that we have, it's nice to know that we could bring our activities outdoors.
We've received a lot of positive feedback where they feel safe, regardless if they are living adjacent or if they're visiting on a regular basis.
A Los Angeles County task force will combat retail theft. LA City Attorney files a civil enforcement on party houses, and the LA Department of Water and Power introduces its fair share policy. These stories up next on City Beat.
LA Mayor Karen Bass and regional law enforcement agencies have partnered to combat the recent uptick in smash and grab retail thefts. 22 full-time investigators, 3 separate surveillance teams, and district prosecutors will form part of the Organized Retail Crimes Task Force. The task force will be led by the LAPD Commercial Crimes Division and operate throughout LA County with a base in the San Fernando Valley. Businesses throughout LA County are reporting an increase in flash mob-style robberies, which mainly target high-end retailers and their security personnel. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov. City Attorney Heidi Feldstein Soto has filed a civil enforcement action regarding party houses and short-term rentals in Los Angeles. The Nightfall Group and 3 property owners are alleged to have violated LA's short-term rental and party house ordinances, leading to over 250 calls to police. The complaint alleges that Nightfall is a driver of LA's party house problem. Through hundreds of properties it lists for as much as $16,000 a night. The litigation is managed by the new Public Rights Branch of the City Attorney's Office, which was created to protect and enforce the rights of California residents. For more information, visit cityattorney.lacity.gov. LA Department of Water and Power announces it will reduce red tape on construction projects, including affordable housing. Under its new policy called Fair Share, LADWP will share costs with and between customers for new power line extensions and other structural upgrades. Up to now, when developers and customers were proposing construction or electrical improvements, they faced high costs up front and significant paperwork. The Fair Share measure brings LADWP procedures into step with other electric utilities in California, and the policy is expected to increase city development projects. For more information, log on to ladwp.com.
If you're a car enthusiast, the El Pueblo de Los Angeles car show displayed unique designs and restored models for people of all ages to enjoy. Take a look.
We're having the El Pueblo de Los Angeles car show here at the Placita. It is our first car show since 2018. We have over 300 cars here. It's a free community event.
and it's a family event. They do some cruising, they go to the park, they gather together with their families, and they talk to other people who are enthusiasts.
Today it's about bringing everybody together, the lowrider community, just out here having a good time with the music, the cars, the vendors.
It gives everybody a chance to showcase what they do best, and it brings all of us together to unite, and we all can help each other to get to another level.
No solamente trabajamos duro, pero también tenemos nuestros carros, andamos haciendo muchas cosas para salir adelante y dejar un legado para nuestras familias en el futuro.
It's a lot of dedication to these cars, you know. They got all these nice candy paint jobs, and you know, you got to keep them detailed, you know. They want to stay fresh and clean, just where that sun just shines on it and just looks really great.
Lowrider culture is very important in Los Angeles. It's a community thing that brings together Chicanos, Latinos, and entire diverse communities here in Los Angeles.
We're hoping to continue to bring people back in to different types of events happening here at Los Angeles Historical Monument at Pueblo.
And we hope you visit us at our Instagram at El Pueblo LA.
How about watching a movie on the big screen while floating in a swimming pool? The summer movie night series at Hansen Dam brought the community of the San Fernando Valley together to enjoy these two fun, family-friendly activities.
Each and every year I look forward to our summer movie night series here at the Hansen Dam Aquatic Center. This is the largest municipal pool in the country, and we're so fortunate to have it here under the hot San Fernando Valley sun. This wonderful sandy beach that allows families to either enjoy the movie night from the water where it's nice and refreshing, or from a beach towel on the sandy beach.
We came to watch a movie, Finding Nemo. We did this last year and we loved it, so we're making it an annual thing, me and my daughters.
Definitely a super fun experience.
Pues son eventos agradables, familiares, que hemos venido cada año, mientras ha asistido, venimos cada año al evento y de verdad vale la pena porque es un tiempo familiar y que se convive con la gente aquí, es algo bonito.
When we commenced these movie nights the first year, we did it with Jaws. Kind of scared a few people. I think we provide not just a safe space for families to enjoy for free, but we have all the city resources here to connect families to, particularly when so many are struggling still, recovering from some of the financial difficulties that they've endured. We've got music playing, we've got all of these wonderful resources, we've got food trucks.
You know, events like this make us feel like we're with the community and we're sharing this moment together.
Everyone is looking forward to it tonight. I'm excited to see so many families here.
Stay up to date with all the activities and events taking place in Council District 7 by visiting monicarodriguez.org. It was more than just a movie at Queen Anne Park. Council District 10 not only hosted a movie night, but included back-to-school giveaways and lots of food and goodies for the community.
Today we are at Queen Anne Park, right here in the 10th District, and we're having a multiple amount of things going on. One is movies in the park, but we are also doing a back-to-school backpack giveaway.
We have the backpack giveaway. We have free food, hot dogs, popcorn.
It's nice to see all the kids and the parents, so we enjoy coming out, stuff like this. We're happy to be here.
It's fun for everybody to have an opportunity to gather in a safe place and get to know your neighbors.
You engage with the community, so like you connect, you see everybody, you see old friends. I've seen some of my old high school friends from middle school. You get to reconnect with them again.
Oh, the faces, the smiling faces of all the children when they're coming in, and we're picking backpacks. They're very intent about it. They get to pick their own. They're not just getting it handed to them, so they want this color or that color. I love that part. And I make sure to tell them have a great year because they're getting ready to get into their school. Did you verify? Yeah. Congratulations! Yes! Wait, we gotta take a picture.
Just happy we could do programs like this, working with Council District 10, Heather Hutt, Yvette Kim. It's a pleasure that we could team up with them and do something like this for the community.
We're really helping the families just have a good time outside. The weather is perfect, and we intend to have a really fun night. This is our third Movies in the Park. We have one more to go, but we've been in various areas throughout the cities, and people got here early, so they were ready to go.
When we walk inside a library, we usually find a book to take home. What if we also took time to appreciate the architecture and interior design of the building?
We were the first branch built for LAPL and the first permanent building that LAPL had. The architecture here at the Vermont Square branch is Italian Renaissance. So as you come in the building, you go up the stairs, and that's a very typical thing for an Andrew Carnegie building, and the way he liked the building, he donated the building, and that's very typical of many of his buildings, that you kind of go up and you're looking for wisdom, I think was the reason why that it was often that way. We also have so many people stop by and will say, oh, this was my library when I was a child. It hasn't changed. It's so nice. You know, and such good feelings they have about coming back again.
In this week's feature story, our own Ann Police sits down with Principal City Planner of Los Angeles, Ken Bernstein. He discusses some of the city's preservation and revitalization projects and explains the steps for designating a landmark or historic cultural monument. Let's hear the story.
Ken Bernstein is a principal city planner for the Los Angeles Department of City Planning, where he serves as manager of the city's Office of Historic Resources. He also directs LA's historic preservation policies, serves as lead staff member for the city's Cultural Heritage Commission, and has led the creation of a comprehensive LA Historic Preservation Program. Welcome, Ken Bernstein. We're so glad to have you on, Ken.
Oh, thanks so much for having me here.
Yeah. What was the first preservation project you worked on in the city of LA?
Oh, well, you know, at the Conservancy, we were involved in trying to preserve the oldest cathedral in the city, St. Vibiana Cathedral from 1876, that had been threatened, and actually demolition had started on that soon before I joined the Conservancy, and we led a successful fight to preserve that, have it adaptively reused as a event space for the city, and then really also working on much of the downtown revitalization, the adaptive reuse, the conversion of historic buildings downtown to housing in the late 90s, early 2000s, generating thousands of new housing units in downtown.
How does a building get designated as, you know, not just historical, but need to be preserved, and so we're going to, you know, move this way rather than tear it down?
Well, our office is the professional staff for the city's Cultural Heritage Commission, which is the 5-member mayoral appointed commission that makes recommendations to the City Council on what does get designated as a local landmark, or what we call historic cultural monuments in the city. And we have now almost 1,300. Anyone can nominate a site as a historic cultural monument. The City Council often sometimes initiates sites for nomination, and the City Council has the last word as well, again, based on our professional recommendations and the work of the Cultural Heritage Commission investigating those sites.
You wrote a book. It's Preserving Los Angeles, How Historic Places Can Transform America's Cities. It's beautiful inside and out, and it's very well researched. Was this something that you had been working on for years, or did you just finally say, you know what, I've got all this knowledge, let's put it in a book?
It was more the latter, and the research really was more of an outgrowth of my work with the city and really trying to showcase the work that collectively, and again, this wasn't about me, again, we have an incredible team at the Office of Historic Resources that has really done the work. I'm just providing some strategic guidance and direction, but really wanted to showcase the collective work that we've done in Los Angeles, and this, as the subtitle says, also talk more broadly about how historic preservation, historic places can be a positive force for change in cities. I often like to cite another preservationist, a gentleman named Tom Mays, who is from the National Trust for Historic Preservation, who talks about the value of preservation as being about authenticity, continuity, and community. That our historic buildings have this authenticity, a beauty, a character that can't be replicated with new construction. They give us continuity, that connection between past, present, and future, kind of anchoring us, orienting us in a world that can be increasingly disorienting.
Yeah.
And then community. It's our historic buildings and our historic places that have this reservoir of goodwill built up over decades or hundreds of years in some cases, and that connect us to one another and help build community. So those are values that we get with our older and historic places that we can't replicate with new construction.
In this week's Things to Do, attend the vibrant Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture, explore automobile history at the exhibition opening of Los Angeles City of Cars, or discover finding sequins in the rubble at El Pueblo. All this up next on Things to Do.
Join Southern California's longest-running Filipino-American Festival, which is back in person this year in MacArthur Park. The Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture takes place over 2 evenings on Labor Day weekend, Friday, September 1st and Saturday, September 2nd. Flashback Friday promises to be a lively kickoff featuring the music of Filipino hitmakers of the 90s. Other events and activities showcase the rich heritage of Filipino and Filipino-American arts, culture, story, and live music. The Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture takes place September 1st and 2nd. It's open to the public and admission is free. For more details, log on to philamarts-fpac.org. Celebrate LA's car culture at a new photo exhibit at the Los Angeles Central Library. Los Angeles, City of Cars, features images from the library's historic photo collection, exploring how auto retail pioneers came to define the City of Angels. Opening night, August 31st, also features authors Daryl Holder and Stephen G., whose new book is Driving Force, Automobiles and the New American City. There will be light refreshments, brief remarks by the authors, and an opportunity to purchase copies of the book. Don't miss the opening of Los Angeles, City of Cars at the LA Central Library, Thursday, August 31st. For more information on this event and the ongoing photo exhibit, log on to lapl.org/events. Telling community stories which have previously been erased or minimized is the starting point for a new exhibit at the Museum of Social Justice at LA's birthplace, El Pueblo. Finding Sequins in the Rubble will highlight Joteria, queer and trans, Chicanx and Latinx identity, and its vitality to the fabric of LA. This exhibit aims to document the past, present, and future of Joteria, celebrating the community's perseverance and sacred fabulousness. Finding Sequins in the Rubble, Archives of Joteria Memories in Los Angeles, is on display at the Museum of Social Justice through January 28, 2024. More information can be found at museumofsocialjustice.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. You can catch us online anytime at lacityview.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.